Hi, this is James Wilson with MTB Strength Training Systems and the Athletes Training Zone. Today I'm going to show you how you can improve your mobility using a couple strategies that you probably have not come across before. What we're going to do is show you how to use a foam roller, do some dynamic mobility moves, and then a couple key static stretches. And pretty much guarantee that by the time you run through this, take you about 5 minutes to do it, you're going to have a lot more mobility in your hips. In fact, right now, what I want you to do is bend down and touch your toes. If you can touch your toes, great. If not, I just want you to see how close you can get. And just remember kind of where the tension is feeling, kind of where you start to feel resistance in your hamstrings. Is it in your lower back? Is it in your glutes? Kind of make a mental note of it, because when you're done with this little routine here, I'm going to have you touch your toes again and pretty much guarantee you that you're going to gain some range of motion and you're going to feel a lot looser in those areas that felt tight. So anyways, our first strategy is the use of the foam roller. 6-inch piece of really dense foam. You can get them at a physical therapy supply store or something like that. These are used to roll out knots and adhesions in the muscle. These have to be addressed first before you can really start to gain good mobility in a muscle. Just doing static stretching is not going to do a whole lot until the underlying causes of the muscle tension have been addressed. So anyways, what I'm going to show you is how to roll out your quads, your IT band, and your glutes. 3 key areas that are generally carrying a lot of tension and really interfere with proper hip mobility and function. So what you're going to do is take the foam roller, lay it down on the ground, and you're simply going to lay down on the foam roller and roll yourself back and forth, your quads over the foam roller, working. If you find a spot that's particularly tight and uncomfortable, you want to work on that spot a little bit. Don't spend a whole lot of time on this, about 60 seconds or so is all you really need to do. If it's not very painful to just lay both legs on it, then go ahead and put all your weight on one leg and really dig in deep on that one leg, then alternate legs. So once you've done a little bit on your quads, what you're going to do is roll over on the side and roll on the side of the leg. This is targeting the IT band. This is an area that when it gets tight, will interfere with knee function, cause some knee pain, which will affect hip mobility. And you can't really stretch this area out very effectively. So this is pretty much your only strategy for addressing issues in this area. So roll it out. When you're done there, you're going to switch sides. Roll it out on the other side. Now, to be honest with you, for a lot of you, the first time you try this, it's going to be excruciatingly painful. It just means that you really, really need it. So just kind of work your way into it. Eventually you will get to the point where you can just put all your weight on it and roll on it, and that's where you want to be. So once you've worked your IT bands for about 30 seconds on each one, you're then going to get up into your glutes and simply just kind of roll over on your side a little bit and work it right there, digging into the old butt cheek there. And again, a lot of you are going to find that this is extremely uncomfortable. It just means that you need it. And work the other side. Again, about 30 seconds on each one is all that you need. You can work out more, but just kind of giving this a test drive and showing you the power, how quickly this can have an effect. You just need to roll about 30 seconds on each side. So once you're done with that, what you're going to do is do a couple dynamic mobility moves. You're going to lay down on your back. This first one's called the yoga twist. Lay down on your back, arms out to the side. You cross your ankles. You're going to twist at the hips, trying to get each hip bone, butt cheek up off the ground. Twisting back and forth, back and forth. You're going to do about 8 to 10 twists back and forth. Then once you've done that, you're going to come back, cross your ankles the other way, and roll it 8 to 10 times that way. Back and forth,
Then you're going to do a side twist. What you're going to do is you're going to lay on your hand, put your head on your hand, get your legs down straight, bend the knees at 90-degree angles. You want no hip flexion, so don't let your knees be creeping forward. Hand out in front of you. And what you're going to do is you're going to rotate over. The trick is you got to keep your chest up and keep your shoulders still. So it's rolling over. You're not diving the chest over. Rolling over, getting the knees over, keeping the chest still. Again, just working on a little mobility in that low back area, which tends to get pretty tight. A lot of you may find you're not actually able to get your knees all the way over until both of them touch the ground. That's all right. Just work in the range of motion that you've got, and it will get better. I promise you. So again, 8 to 10 on each side there. And then last but not least, I'm going to have you do a move for some calf flexibility. The calves get tight. Again, that starts to affect ankle mobility, which just has a downward spiral on the whole kinetic chain the whole way up. So what you're going to do is get in this position here. A lot of you are probably familiar with this as a regular calf stretch, but we're going to put a little twist on it. What you're going to do is you can do a calf raise by pushing the hips up to the ceiling, and then come down, and then drive that heel into the ground. Pretend there's an ant under your heel that you're trying to squish. Up, back down, up, squish that ant. So again, you're going to do 8 to 10 on that side, then switch sides. Again, you want to make sure you're pushing the hips up, coming back down. You're not rocking forward, so pushing the hips up, back down, squish the ant, back up, back down, drive that heel in. Once you've done that, I'm going to show you a quick static stretching move. Now everything's freed up. You're going to be able to get a lot more out of a static stretch than you would if you went straight into a static stretch. So prop your foot on a chair or a bench. You're going to get your knee on the ground, chest up. Suck your tummy in a little bit so you feel your pelvis rotate back. You should definitely feel your quads starting to stretch out. Keeping your chest up, head up. See if you can come back and touch your heel to your butt. What you got to make sure that you don't do is as you come back, don't fold at the hips. This is no good. You're just taking the whole stretch away. So keeping that tummy sucked in, keep that pelvis rotated back, chest up, come back, see if you can get your heel to your butt, or just till you start to feel a good bit of tension in there. You're going to hold this for a count of 15. Once you've done that, you're going to shift your foot forward. Again, keeping the chest up. You're going to shift your weight forward. Now you're going to feel that stretch get up into the hip flexor area. Again, you're going to hold this for a count of 15. Once you've done that, good stretch there. Switch sides. Again, hips are square, they're just not rounded out. Hips are square, chest is up, everything's square. Keeping that tummy sucked in to keep the pelvis rotated back. Coming back, seeing how close you can get to the old heel there. Holding for a count of 15, and shifting the foot forward. Coming out. Oh yeah, getting up into that hip flexor area. This is a great static stretch. If you have low back tightness, things like that, this sequence here will generally make a marked improvement on it within just one time doing it. So, 5 minutes, you're going to gain a lot more mobility. You're going to decrease your pain and stiffness in your low back. So, really got nothing to lose. Then you're going to stand up, shake things out. And what I want you to do is go back down. See if you can touch the floor. I don't know if you guys noticed last time, but I was coming down to about here comfortably. Now I can get down to my hands on the ground. Definitely feel a lot of difference in where the tightness is in those areas. So just goes to show you the power of taking a more integrated approach towards mobility, not relying on one thing like static stretching to try and address everything. There's a lot of different levels to it.